It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and this is your Alex Perez versus Manel Kape breakdown. Good fight for Manel Kape. I think we've all felt like Manel Kape has been a legitimate top 5 guy in this flyweight division. We felt like he's a title contender. We want to see him in the mix. Now, he's had a bit of a rocky road to start, but to be honest with you, I love this fight for Manel Kape. I think it's a phenomenal fight. But don't forget, Alex Perez is no easy, tough cookie to even begin with. But I love this fight. I feel like this is a proper jump up for Manel Kape. And this is the final test for him to see, okay, is this guy a legitimate top 5 guy? Is this guy a guy that can hang out, or not hang out, but hang with the top 5 competitors? Because, right, he has his loss to Pantoja and then Matthews Nicolau, who I think are phenomenal. I am so high on Matthews Nicolau. I was never that high on him to begin with, but after watching so much tape on him and just watching his recent performances, I think Matthews Nicolau, sky's the limit for that guy. And I think, you know, we got blessed to see a Manel Kape and Matthews Nicolau fight to begin with. And I think people call me crazy. It is what it is. I'll take, you can laugh at me now. You know, you just go get your jokes in. But I truly believe Matthews Nicolau and Manel Kape will run it back for a belt. Not for a belt, with a belt on the line, in my humble opinion. But Manel Kape, this is the litmus test. This is the test to see how really good he is. And that's what I love about this matchup. It's a gatekeeping kind of matchup where Mr. Alex Perez has to defend his spot and Manel Kape is coming for his spot. So it's just that simple. And yeah, man. But in terms of the rankings, Manel Kape is ranked number 9 and Alex Perez is ranked number 6. Perez comes with a record of 24-7. Is fighting out of California, age 31, a height of 5'6", and a reach of 65.5. Kape is coming with a record of 18-6. Is fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, age 29, a height of 5'5", and a reach of 68. So, Kape, you know, got them longer arms in that division, and he is the longer fighter out of the two. It's going to be interesting to see how well he uses that against a guy like Perez, who's such an inside kind of fighter who will go in the pocket and just swing leather. It's going to be interesting to see how well Kape can use that jab and use that stick on him to basically get out of bad situations and just, you know, cut angles and be defensively smart. Let's see how well he can do that against a guy like Alex Perez, who can cut the cage and who also has the threat of the leg kicks. I think will be something really, really big in this matchup. And I truly feel like, even though I like the matchup for Kape based on just who's been more active in momentum, but if we look at a prime Alex Perez, the guy that fought Formiga, and that's my whole kind of like basis for this whole entire thing. If the prime that was Perez from Formiga to Davidson Figueiredo, if that guy shows up and he fights Manel Kape, I think you could see a scenario where he runs through Manel Kape bad, and you could see a potential finish here. Perez, I just feel like hasn't been that guy, and ever since the Davidson Figueiredo loss, is just on this bad momentum swing of missed fights and just fight cancellations and just that complete sunning from Pantoja. It just is a bad look for him, and I just don't know if he's still the same guy. But I tell people this is not an easy fight. Even though you look at the strengths of schedule, you look at the situation, you look at the momentum of each fighter, yeah, it favors Manel Kape, and that's why I like the matchup. But in just some weird dimension, if we get the Alex Perez that showed up against Formiga, oh my God, we're in for a fucking firefight. I promise you that. We are in for a firefight, and if Starboy can keep that starlight up in this fight, he's in a good situation. But if he loses any kind of gas against a guy like Alex Perez, who's motivated, who's coming to kill him, you know what I'm saying? And he's that guy that showed up against Formiga, fuck, man, we're in for a firefight. And that's what I love about this matchup, because we could very well see that. We really could. But yeah, in terms of strengths of schedule, obviously we got to go with Manel Kape. He has fought David Dvorak, Zakir Zhumagulov, and obviously Odi Osborne. All three of these guys have either, well, I think Zaglas he should be coming off a win, but Zaglas has been, oh man, this is horrible. He got robbed twice. So Zaglas should be on a 2-fight win streak currently, but he's not. So yeah, and then Odie Osborne's coming off a win just recently against Mr. What's his name? I forgot the guy's name. No disrespect. Oh, Charles Johnson. Beat him and David Dvorak. David hasn't won a fight in a minute, but David is a really high-level fighter, and, was coming off some good wins before that. Has a win over Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva just looked amazing last week. So, yeah. So, beat some solid competition, and then he lost to Matheus Nicolau in a very close fight, and then he lost to Pantoja, who I thought he confidently lost to. I thought that was a very, very fair decision that was made in the Pantoja fight. And against Nicolau, it was very close. I don't think there was no problems scoring it for Nicolau, but I did think Mr. Kape, I thought he won the fight, but it was very Kape. And here's my thing, as much as I love Kape, and I'll talk about this going into this fight against Perez, he's just, sometimes he has these moments of inactivity and just not throwing enough, and that's what is his Achilles heel. That's what will always be his kryptonite. That's be probably one of the biggest reasons why he loses some of these fights, is because he's not active enough and he's not showing enough good volume in there, and that's why he loses some of these fights, and he relies on that power a lot. But against guys like Zaglas and David Dvorak, I just loved how he used his punching speed and his punch output to really drown these guys in the corner and just back them up and just put it on them and have their backs against the fence and just leaving them no way out and just unloading on them with multiple punch combinations. It's beautiful work what he does in there, and he breaks them. Now the Odie Osborne fight, I actually thought he was kind of losing this fight before he got the flying knee KO, and he got it, man. Beautiful flying knee KO. Got Odie, but we all know he has a suspect chin, kinda. He's not the most durable guy in the world. You touch him in the right spot, he'll fold. So yeah, Kape kind of did what he had to do, but I loved how against Dvorak he attacked the body, and I just loved how he cornered him and got him out of it. And then Zaglas, dude, the fucking punches he hit, I feel like he hit him with 60 punches or something like that. He unloaded on him and got him out of there in the first round. The dude has legitimate power, good punching speed, good boxing power, and obviously he's super slick too. Just one issue I have with him is sometimes he can kind of turn into the frozen one, Tyron Woodley, sometimes in there. So that's the issue I would say with him. Manel Kape, he's just a little bit too inactive for my liking. But in this matchup against Alex Perez, I don't think he's going to have an opportunity to be inactive, because Perez is going to be coming for him. If you interruption, y'all, I don't know what happened. The phone completely turned off, but yeah, back to it, man. Fucking Alex Perez brings it every fucking time, man. And what that guy does in there is insanity, man. He brings it. He's just a ball of fucking fire sometimes, man. He's a good wrestler with really good boxing and beautiful calf kicks. And he displayed it against Formiga, man. In his most sensational performance, no wrestling needed. And he looked phenomenal. Attacked the calves, used the jab really well, feint jabs, and a lot of just lead hand movement that set up those calf kicks, and he completely debilitated Formiga, and probably one of his greatest signature wins. And at that moment, I was a Alex Perez fanboy. I was gonna say fangirl. I was a fanboy of Mr. Alex Perez, and I felt like the guy could do no wrong, man. And I even said, and I'm famous for this, I was like, man, that motherfucker could probably kill Brandon Moreno. And I don't agree with that no more. Ever since the Davidson-Figueiredo fight, I felt like Alex Perez lost some confidence. And then it really amplified in the Pantoja fight. And I just think those fight cancellations took something from him. I don't know what it is. If it was a swagger, he's just not the same guy anymore. But I'm telling you guys, if that guy that fought Formiga fights Manel Kape, he's in for a rude awakening, because that guy can give Manel Kape problems. Attack the lead leg, break the lead leg, good wrestling pressure, mixing with good strikes. that could be a bad recipe for disaster for Kape. But I just don't think that guy's going to show up. And even if that guy did show up, I still would favor Kape. I think it would be a barn burner of a fight, but I just think the power advantage for Kape would just be a little too much for Perez. Perez takes too much damage, and he's a sit and duck for punches. He gets hit a lot. He goes forward, and he moves his head, and he's good at level changing and switching in for takedowns. Don't get it twisted. And I'm not saying his striking is god-awful, but the way he strikes, it just equals to taking damage. Even though you can be an awesome offensive inside fighter or pocket or inside pocket kind of fighter, but no matter what, you're in the pocket. You can have the greatest head move in the world, but if you primarily fight in the pocket, you will get hit. And that's just Perez's problem here, is that he will get hit. And I don't know if he can take a whole bunch of Manel Kape Star Boy crosses to the dome piece. You know what I'm saying? And that's where my issue relies, is that I just think he's going to get hit a few times. He's going to get smacked up a few times. And I just do not think that's going to be a good combination for him to survive in this fight. So, sadly, I got to rock with Manel Kape here by third round TKO. I think Kape is just a little better than him. And I think Kape versus Nicolau is your next title fight in the future. That is my great eBay fight prediction. Prediction. I think that's gonna be a title fight one day. I truly believe that, and I think Kape will find himself in the top 5 and legitimate. And it's gonna be. I can't wait for it. It's dangerous though for him, because it's like Kape is there, but I don't know if he's really there. You know what I'm saying? I like Starboy, but sometimes Starboy isn't that guy you need him to be. But I mean, ever since that Nicolau loss, he's been on fire, so you can't take nothing away from him. But yeah, I'm rocking with Mr. Starboy to get it done. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. Like, comment, and share the video. Let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing. Love y'all, and goodbye. I'm out of here.